everyone. I appreciate you being on this morning. My name is Lee Arnold. I am from the Education Technology Department in our district, and I am excited to have you for our Summer Splash series with EdTech. This first one we're going to have is Making Waves with EdTech and Lumio. So thank you for those of us who put in the chat your role and the location. We're excited to have you here, especially first day official summer. So appreciate you being here this morning. Your presenter for the session is Kelly Campbell, and she is on today. And I think she has a friend, Jana, if I'm correct. I saw in the chat. So Kelly, let me know. Yes, Jana, right?
That is correct. I'm here to help.
Perfect. Thank you. And we are going to talk about the first thing, of course, most important is payment. Okay, so there's two options here today. You can, again, scan the QR code, or if you give me 2 seconds, I am putting it in the chat right now and pinning it. You're going to fill out that link to get paid. Couple information regarding the payment. So you must be an educator, CTA contracted for the $25 stipend. You must attend the full session. If you are more than 5 minutes left early, came late, you will receive a half stipend, partial payment. You should be able to receive that anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks. Please make sure you are using your district credentials when you're filling this out. Another thing is we are excited to present you this money with our Title IV funds. However, if you have got the link and not in our e-learning course, you will not be able to receive payment because we do have a cap because there's only so much money we got. So please make sure that you have filled that out today. Again, it is in the chat in the link, or you can use the QR code on your screen. That is how you're going to receive payment. So I'm going to give you about 30 more seconds to make sure you fill that out. One more time, there is the QR code on the screen. The link is pinned in the chat for the form to fill out for the stipend. You must be here for the full hour session, must have your district credentials as filling those out, and must be also in the e-learning course because we are taking attendance through that. And you will receive payment anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks. Okay. Perfect. Reminder for this session, not only myself, but Jana is in the chat. We're going to be answering any questions you might have about Lumio and related to Lumio using in a district. Please participate and engage in the content. We want to utilize Lumio as much as we can. We do have it for over 10 more years. You do not need your smart panels to use it, so it's not going away anytime soon. And more every single day, you have more features presented within Lumio and AI. And I know Kelly, I'm probably popping her sparkle right now, but she's going to share all of these cool features for you. So without further ado, I'm going to let Kelly take over the screen. And like I said, if you have questions, please put it in the chat. There's a lot of us today. So yeah, Kelly, go for it. People emailing me about Lumio. While Kelly is getting loaded on the screen, tomorrow you will receive an email with the recording and also a survey to also fill out. If you don't mind, that would be wonderful. But yes, tomorrow you receive an email with the recording. Kelly, are you there? I know you're sharing your screen, but I don't hear you. Jana, you hear me, right? It's not just a me.
I do hear you, yes.
Okay, making sure. While Kelly is working on the audio, if you don't mind using the QR code, or you can also go to lumioclass.com and entering in that class code to participate. Oh, it's going to come back. She probably needs to share with audio. Again, technical difficulties only happens when you want to use tech, right?
Yeah, definitely. I did drop the Kelly session link there in the chat. Yep, so you can just click that direct link, Or like Lee said, go to lumioclass.com and type in Kelly's class code. Just join as a guest, 522355. Unless she started it, it may say like you're waiting to start the session, which you guys are probably familiar with. But as soon as Kelly gets it back up there, it should show on the screen. Yeah, we can hear you, Kelly. You're good.
Technical difficulties. It happens. It happens. I appreciate you.
All right, we've got 40 people in so far. And you are going to get your best experience if you are using your laptop. If for whatever reason you don't have access to that right now, if you're on your phone, whatever it may be, you can scan that QR code right there and you can join as well. If you are joining from a phone, you are going to want to turn it sideways. You're going to get the best experience that way. Give you guys just like 30 more seconds to join. Looks like we've got about 56 in the Lumio lesson and about 97 in our Google Meet session here. Sorry if I seem like all over the place. I have a whole new like screen set up and I just don't know where to look. All right, while the rest of you are joining, we'll go ahead and get started. So you guys are still joining. On this page right here, if you'll click on that big resource button down there at the bottom, it's going to open up another screen for you or another tab. It's going to take you over to this Wakelet. And this is just a bunch of resources for you guys to have access to when you are done with the session today. And then once you open that, just click back to your Lumio tab. And then while we're waiting to give everybody a second to do that, if you've opened that up, you can go ahead and click right on that next that says open this. Once you've opened the resources, click here, and that's going to take you to a little word search to keep you entertained while we're getting everybody signed in. And then this is one of those new features that Lumio has to offer. We are now able to link objects and link within pages. So before this, you used to have to do that in like a third party, like over in Canva or somewhere like that. You could link the pages, and when you pulled it over, those page links would still happen. But now you can do that directly inside of Lumio, so you can add all those interactive components that you want and not break those links.
Hey, Kelly, can you put it in student pacing so that they could get to that word search?
Oh, I thought I clicked on it. Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome.
Alrighty, and for my word search lovers, I am so sorry to pull you away from that, but here we are. So back in teacher pacing, so I have control over your screens again. I just wanted to talk about this real quick. It's going to be at the end again. Just some additional professional development that we are doing here at Lumio. We're doing our Lumio Palooza. We do it every year. And we do have a couple of people from Palm Beach that are presenting. So definitely be sure to check it out if you have time. If you don't, if you are on vacation or have prior engagements on July 15th and 16th, if you register for the sessions, you will get an emailed copy of that recording and any of the resources that were shared during that session. All right, so a little bit about me. If you haven't met me yet, my name is Kelly Campbell. I live in Georgia. Prior to joining SMART, I was an elementary teacher. I taught first grade for a long time, moved into fourth grade, became the STEAM coach for my elementary school, and then went on to be the district instructional technology coach, supporting teachers in grades K through 12. And if you missed those resources, that button is there again for you. And then if you have any questions after this, feel free to reach out. My email is kellycampbell@smarttech.com, or you can find me on social media at edtechkelly. All right, so now you guys know a little bit about me. I want to know a little bit about you. So we've got 4 questions here. First one, what is your role? What grades do you support? What would make this session effective for you? And what do you already love about Lumio? All right, elementary, biology, math. We've got a little bit of everybody here. And what I love about doing these shouted outs ahead of time and having them already put together is I have the ability to categorize these. So it doesn't matter where you're responding, it's going to show up in that correct slide or section for the teacher. So for me, so I'm able to see everybody's role. I'm able to see exactly what's going to make the session effective for you. It's not just going to be all over the place. So you do have the ability to set up your shouted outs in that way. You can also do it on the fly if you're having a great conversation with your class. You're like, let's track some of these ideas. You can set that up as well. All right, I'm going to go through some of what would make this session effective for you. So going through some games. I don't know much about it. Interactivity, which you already have. You're going to see that throughout this whole session. That is what Lumio is all about, is that interactivity. Pre-made resources. Ooh, we're going to take that a step further with those pre-made resources. Learning new things, interacting with others, new to you, second grade classroom. I fell in love with Lumio when I was teaching first grade, so it's definitely ideal for all grade levels. I have high school teachers that can't live without it, kindergarten, first grade teachers that wouldn't know what to do without it. So everybody's going to find something that they can definitely take back to the classroom for next year. Don't go too fast. Okay, let me know if I am going too fast. I don't want to overwhelm or frustrate anybody, so please do let me know if that's happening. To make more engaging, more exposure. Perfect. All right. Let's see some of the things that you guys do already love. You love the games, everything, nothing. Oh no. Okay. Well, when you leave today, there's going to be something you love. First time. Okay. I might jump between a couple of files that I have since we do have a lot of new users on here. So we're just going to go with the flow. All right, so because I am from Georgia, I thought it would be fun to do a fun activity for you guys. So the downside to this activity is you can only have, making me do math real quick, 54 people in each one of the activities where it separates them into groups. So that's going to be this one, the monster quiz, the team quiz, and the group workspace. You're going to have that cap. We do 9 groups of 6 is the max. So we're going to put you guys into 9. So if I'm looking at these, and I'm going to pick on Kelly just because we have the same name. If I'm looking at these groups and I see that Kelly and Jana just do not work well together, I can go ahead and I can move people around, and then you can separate those groups how you want them to be. So it's going to automatically randomize them for you. But as the teacher, you do still have that control over putting people how you want them. Another question we do get asked a lot is, can I set these groups up ahead of time? And the answer to that is no. And the reason is this is a live lesson. So those students have to be in the lesson in order for those groups to be categorized. So if you have a student that's out that day, but you preloaded those groups, that group's going to be off because that student's not in the session. So I'm going to go ahead and start this for you. So this activity is all about random laws in Georgia. So you're going to learn some fun things today. And while you guys are clicking through there, I'll play the music because it's fun. I don't know if you can hear it. I don't do a lot of Google Meets often, so I don't know if I click the right buttons to share. But you will notice that if you get it right, on my screen, you're getting your name with a green check mark. If you get it wrong, it does not call you out. Your little box just shakes. pace pressures are so close. There they go. Once we get our second place, I'll go ahead. Oh, there we go. All right, so some new things that came, or some updates that we have with the monster quiz, is now you're able to export these results out, which is amazing because prior to, I don't know, 6 weeks ago, you couldn't do that and you would just get a whole class overview. You wouldn't get that individualized student data, but now you do. So as I'm looking through this, one way that I really like to use Monster Quiz is when I'm starting a new standard. So I can get a quick overview of what my students already know and where I don't need to spend a whole lot of time and where I can really focus our efforts. Or if we're going to have a benchmark assessment coming up, then I'll go back, do a Monster Quiz, and I want to make sure that the majority of my little pie charts are green so that I know that my students do understand that content. So you can review it as a class to get that quick overview. And the gray part of the pie chart just means not everybody answered those questions. So when you see something like this, where we have all the colors of our pie chart here, this is going to be something that I'd want to spend more time with my students and really focus on. You guys learned some fun facts about Georgia. So after today, you can go and share those with all of your Floridians. All right. So I know that in our shout it out, we had some people that said that they were new to Lumio. So what I want you to do, I paused your editing rights. So you can't move yet because I want to give the explanation first. What you're going to do is down here in our little polka dot parking lot, you're going to grab one of those cars, drop it on the road where you feel like you're at with your Lumio journey. Don't go steal a car off the road. They're infinitely cloned, so get your own. Drop it on the road. So level 1, if you're brand new to Lumio, this is your first time with it, somewhere in there. Level 2, you know what Lumio is. You've signed in a time or two, but that's about it. Level 3, you know it, you love it, you use it with your students. Level 4, you're sitting here and you're like, all right, Kelly, show me something I don't already know and don't waste my time. And I'm turning your editing rights back on. And now you guys can go ahead and drag and drop. Oh, why'd that turn back on? Y'all see this happening, right? I'm not crazy. Oh, there we go. We are all over the road. I love to see it. Okay, now we're starting to look like Atlanta traffic. All right, so for those of you who are new to Lumio, this appears like it is anonymous and we are not able to see who has contributed what. But I can go in and I'm going to pick on somebody in the level 3 section here, and I can hit that drop down and I can see that Emily is pretty comfortable using Lumio. So each one of these, you can go in and you can see who's added what. See who our Lumio superstars are. Love it. So you guys over here at the level 4 at the end, let me know if you learned something new today. All right, since we did have so many 1s and 2s, I am going to quickly give you this overview. So I apologize, I am going to go too fast on this one, but since this isn't what this session is about, I just want to give this very quick overview. So if you're new to Lumio, basically in a nutshell, what Lumio is it's going to be an interactive, collaborative way to engage your students with the content you already have. So you're going to integrate your Google Drive. You're going to pull in those Google Slides, those Google Docs, those PDFs, Canva presentations, old notebook files, whatever it may be, you're going to pop it into Lumio. Once you're here, you are going to decide what kind of workspace you want it to be. And then you have the ability here to decide, do you want it to be an individual handout, a group workspace, or a whole class whiteboard? So once you bring that in, now we're going to bring in some of those really engaging features for our students. When you do that, you've got your 12 different game-based templates here. And with those, you are able to completely customize everything that is happening on the screen. So if you're looking at that and you're like, this game is way too elementary and I teach biology, my high school kids are never going to go for it, you can even change the way that the game looks. So any picture that you see, customizable. Next, we have our response activity. That is going to be our traditional assessment tool. So you're going to take your multiple choice, your true, false, fill in the blank, short answer, all those, and pop them into here. And what's even more amazing for you guys, which is really why we are here today, is with these two things, you are able to use AI to create these. So you're not having to go in and type all those questions, all those answers, or anything like that. You just pop in what you want it to be. And I'm going to walk you through all this. We're going to go into the edit mode so you can see it. But you just type in what you want it to be, match it, pull up the standard you want, and then tell it how difficult you want it to be for your students, and it does it all for you. For those ready-made activities, we've got a full Lumio library. Again, that is totally customizable. So you have a full presentation, you'll have games, you'll have collaboration activities, all that. You can completely customize it once you pull it into your library. You have YouTube embedded, no ads beginning, middle, or end, no access to the comment section. The shout it out, which you guys have seen, you are able to really bring that student voice out in your classroom. Not everybody is going to raise their hand and want to interact, but if they can be a little dot on the screen rather than their name, they're going to be a little more inclined to actually engage with that activity to safer space for them. Next, we have that lesson pacing, teacher or student. Right now we are in teacher pacing, so I've got control over your screen. When I put you in student pacing, you can move throughout the file. We have some tools for accessibility over here. Immersive reader. It does a whole lot more than just read aloud to the students. I am going to show you that as well. You've got your audio instructions, which you can see are all over this screen. We've got the little speaker icons throughout. And then over here at the top, we do have the instructional audio that is overlaying on top of the screen as well. You can add that as your own voice. You can add up to 5 minutes per speaker icon. So we've got right now, I think like a total of potential 25 minutes on this screen. We've got the shapes, lines, images, all of that over here as well. One other thing I do want to point out at the bottom here, you see a little microphone. That's going to be on the student side as well when you are able, when you give your students the ability to have access to tools. So once it's turned into any kind of workspace, they'll have access to those tools unless you pause them during that whole class whiteboard. But that microphone they'll have access to as well, which is going to allow for them to respond using audio rather than just typing or writing. Also, while we're here, we have our classroom widgets, which I have a whole slide about. We're going to talk about in a little bit, but that's also under that same icon. Next, we have our PhET simulations. There are 113 of those currently available. More are being added, and that is for both math and science. And then we have the Desmos calculator that is integrated as well. And if you're new to Lumio, you'll notice I just wrote all over your screen. When I go to the next slide, that ink didn't follow me. I go back, all of that ink I just made is still there, and it's going to stay within the file. I don't have to click a save button or anything like that. It's just going to automatically save for me. So some of those secondary teachers that I saw in there, now again, I said I taught first grade for a long time. When I moved to fourth grade, I did not teach math, and that was for a reason. But you, on the other hand, amazing math teachers out there, if you had a copy of all of those annotated notes, we're just going to switch up this file really quick. This is my old manager's only math equation, so I'm going to steal it from him since he's not here. So if I'm working through my math problem, now I have a copy of those notes that my teacher just did. So I can share this file out with my students at the end of the session. Just click this little share link, and now they're going to have a copy of all of those annotated notes that I just did. So I don't have to erase the whiteboard anymore. I can just do it throughout Lumio. And it's amazing for all of those extra notes that your students need. Or if you have students that were out that day and they just want a copy of what happened in class so they're not as far behind, another option. We're going to transition out of math into my comfort zone of ELA. We're going to talk about immersive reader. So what you're going to notice is over on the left-hand side, you don't have any tools, but what you do have is a book with a speaker. That's your immersive reader icon. So Immersive Reader is either always on for your account or it's always off. There is no in between. So what that's going to do is it's going to allow for students to be able to read through the document, whether they have tools or not. So a few things about Immersive Reader. It needs to be uploaded as a true PDF. And people always look at me funny when I say true PDF. They're like, isn't everything a PDF? No. So if you're one of those people that likes to purchase from Teachers Pay Teachers, I did it too, love it, like to make things easy. But if you purchase from Teachers Pay Teachers, sometimes they really lock their stuff down. And what that means is they're flattening that PDF and now it's a flat stagnant file. And when that happens, the software can't depict between images and text. And so Immersive Reader isn't going to work. So it needs to be a true PDF. It needs to be an editable file, or it needs to be typed directly on Lumio. So we're going to click on our Immersive Reader icon. I'm going to click on the speaker again, and it's going to open up a new window for me. So when I'm here, I have my play. It's going to read to me just like any other Immersive Reader would, exactly how you expect it to work. We have some settings there. If you want to speed it up, slow it down, you can do that as well, or change the voice. So some additional features. If you have any students with some visual impairments, you can increase that font size. Again, first grade teacher in me, I like to change it to Comic Sans because now I get that correct A. If you have any students with visual impairments, you can change the background. You've got a plethora of colors here. For my ELA teachers, we're going to take it a step further. We can break it apart by syllables so students can see that. We can also highlight the different parts of speech so students can easily see how a sentence is made up. And then you can turn those labels on as well. Oops. Turn all this off. So go to the next one. Okay. And then our little book here at the end. If you have any students that need support reading line by line, that's embedded as well. And then finally, if you have a need for translation, as you can see here, there are hundreds. We'll just go with Spanish, and we're going to do that by document. And again, it will read to me. And as it's reading to me, if I click on a word and I'm still unsure of it, I can have it in both languages. And if it's something that can be visualized, you're going to get a picture that goes along with it as well. Right? And that's Immersive Reader. Again, nothing extra that you have to do as the teacher. You simply toggle on Immersive Reader for your account, and that's it. And I'll show you how to do that when we get to the teacher side. All right, some new things we have here in Lumio. You can export your results out of the different games that we have. So before, it gave you a nice overview of what those games were. It showed you like your class average. It showed you that individualized student progress, but it lived here inside of Lumio. Now you're able to export those results. Let me see. I don't think I added a game now that I'm thinking about it. So I'm going to pull one in really fast. And then I'm just showing you how quick it is to edit a game or edit an activity right here on the fly. I'm just pulling in a game that I have in another session. Here we go. I'm going to add that in right here. Of course, because I am demoing this, it's not going to work like it's supposed to, but I promise that doesn't happen. Let's try this one. All right, we're not going to waste any more time on this, and we will go right back to it. When we do one of the AI components, I'll make a game and then we'll go play it real quick. Another big update that we had, so this is going to be amazing at the start of the school year, is your response activity. That is your traditional assessment tool. It used to have to be done during a live lesson only. Now your students can do it in that student-paced mode. So you can add the student link. You can share it out with your students and you can send it home for homework or have them do it in small groups in the class, however you guys run things, and they can do it without you having the lesson live. So for any of my legacy and notebook users, you're going to love this feature. I can move things around and lock them into place just how I want them to be. I can't pull this blue square. I can't move it left to right. I can only move it up and down because that's the way that we have it locked in place. So you can set that up for different things. It's amazing for like timelines. If you want your students to put things in a correct order, you can make that movement just be horizontal. So our widgets that I was telling you about right now, we currently have, and you have to have beta turned on for this one to work. And again, I'll show you how to do that. It's a simple toggle, but you'll have this little classroom toolkit over under your picture icon. What's currently available in beta right now are the traffic light and the timer. Coming very soon for the back to school year, we will have the dice, the scoreboard, and the spinner will also be available. So when you guys come back, you'll see those there for you as well. And I was telling you about this at the beginning where you're able to attach links to objects now. The link used to just kind of like float on the screen and it doesn't have to do that anymore. You can attach it to a picture. You can link a different page within the file to words or images throughout the screen. And we have the trash can now. So if you accidentally delete something, no worries. It's coming back. You have 30 days to get it out of your trash can and bring it back to your file. Now you guys do have unlimited storage in your Lumio library. So don't feel like you need to go and delete anything out, like you're going to run out of storage or anything like that, because you will not. And this is set to go live. This is especially important for our secondary teachers. This is our class sessions. So what this is going to do is it's going to take your students, it's going to pull them into a live lesson, and it's going to save all of their data, all of their handouts, all of their work. It's going to save it under one file for you that you can just name as you go. So class period 2, 3, and 4 are all the same. You just start that session under class sessions. So, oops, I'm moving things around. Under class sessions right there, and it will automatically start that for you. I have a quick demo that I want to show. When I was playing the audio for the monster quiz, could you guys hear that?
We could not, Kelly.
I don't know what I need to click to make that audio happen. Lee, was that something I needed to do when I started sharing my screen?
Yeah, when it pops up and it asks like, are you sharing a tab or whatever, there's a bottom left-hand corner, kind of like Zoom, where it says share my audio with it. It should be at the bottom when you do that.
Perfect. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing and reshare. Oh, there it is. Also share audio.
It's very hidden. I don't know why.
Oh, it's only letting me do it if I share a tab. Okay, well, we'll do this one. Okay, it's working. Okay, let me know if you can hear it.
This is an overview of the new class sessions feature
Perfect.
in Lumio.
Okay, so this is just going to be a quick, we're not going to watch the whole 5 minutes, but this is an overview of how class sessions works from one of our Lumio developers who actually created this. So again, this is going to be live for you guys to utilize on June 23rd.
So teachers often teach the same lesson multiple times, and now Lumio helps you keep student data organized by automatically creating separate sessions for each new instance of lesson delivery or assignment. So a session is like a copy of a lesson, and it stores the student data from a specific delivery or assignment. All sessions from previously delivered or assigned lessons now appear in a new area in Lumio called class sessions. So the biggest conceptual change for teachers is we've separated your lesson data, which are stored as files in my library, and the student data that's going to be captured when that file or lesson is delivered or assigned to students. So I'm going to start in my library and pick one of the lessons I have in here. And you can see with the button names, instead of starting or assigning the specific file to students and collecting student data directly to that file, now I can start new, which brings me into live delivery as you would expect. But you can see a message pop up noting that a new session has been created for that delivery with a default name, which is the name of the file plus a timestamp. And as you'll see, everything else looks as they do currently in Lumio, and you can get your students to connect to the session via the class ID and participate in the session, collect the student data, and when you're done, you can end the session. And this brings the teacher into this new area now called class sessions, where all your previous sessions live. And at the very top here, you can see the session that I've just delivered to my students. I can go ahead, rename the session to something that is easier for me to find at a later time. And if I wanted to deliver the same session or resume delivery of the same session to period 4 the next day, I can go back into class sessions, click on start live, and now I'm delivering that session again to the same group of students. I can also go and share the session out as an assignment if I want my period 4 students to have access to the session outside of class. I can go in there, get the student access link, and distribute that link to my students. Of course, as a teacher, I can go back into any of the sessions that I delivered or assigned in the past and review the student data that's in it. So if I
All right, let me go back and share my entire screen so we can go back to the file because I have a few more things. So class sessions will be live on June 23rd, and it's also going to allow for you to not only have access to the different session files so that you can separate all of your data by class periods without having to duplicate those files anymore. It's also going to allow for a multi-tab workflow. So you can be signed into Lumio in more than one tab. You can be editing a file. One can be running live. Your students can be working in a different file at their own pace, and you're running a session live so that you have access, so that you can be working with like your small group or whatever it may be. You can be open in 2 different tabs. And then while you're in that edit mode, you can be in, it'll show like review on that student side or for you on your tab so that you know that your students are just in student pacing mode. You click start live, it's going to pull them into that live lesson. And that's coming with the class session. So you should see that around June 23rd as well. All right, we're going to dive into some of those Spark specific things that you guys have. We're going to really focus on the shared libraries since we are a large group of teachers and the AI integration. We're going to skip through that. And we're going to talk about the shared libraries. So what I'm going to do for this is let me pull this one over here. And I am going to open up my shared libraries tab. And over here, you guys all have access to this. You have the ability to make up to 5 different shared libraries. And within those 5 shared libraries that you create as a teacher, you can have up to 20 people inside your shared libraries. So if I opened up my shared library, I don't even think I added anything to this one. No, nothing's here. So I can go into any of one of these shared libraries. I can pull out anything that I want in here. I can add things to it. Anybody can be a viewer of the content, whether they have the same Spark plan that you do, but you guys all have the same one because you're all in Palm Beach. So you guys all have the same plan. So you guys can all go into any one of these libraries and you have the ability to preview it. And then you're going to save it to your library if it's something that you actually want to use. You cannot deliver a lesson from the shared library. You do have to save it to your library to share that out with your students. So once it's over here, then you can start that session. So real quick, to make a shared library, it's pretty simple. Over in the top left corner, you're going to click New Shared Library. You're going to create the name, give it a short description. You can add your own image to it so you can differentiate from the other ones that are in there, and then you can change the color. you hit create. We'll just do 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to create it. Once I've created it, I'm going to go into it, and over here at top right corner, I have a blue add invite or invite somebody. You can invite them as an editor, which means that you can co-edit alongside of them, or you can invite them to just view the content. And when they just view the content, they can still save it to their library. So if you have someone on your team that you just want them to see if you have like a brand new teacher joining your team, fresh out of college, you might want to invite them as a viewer to start and then upgrade them as an editor later on. So for this one, I'm going to copy this link really quick, pop it in over here. Jana, I'm going to have you join my new library. So once I've done that, I'm considered member number 1. And then we should have member 2 and 3 slowly joining us. So if I'm over in my library and I have something amazing that I want to add to my shared library for others to use, I'm going to click on my 3 dots and I'm going to click copy to. And now I have access to all of the different libraries that I'm a part of. So I'm going to drop this one into my little test library. Copy here. And I can go in and I can add even more content about it to give, let me move this little guy out of the way, to give my viewers more of an opportunity to see if it's a good fit for them. You'll notice at the bottom of my screen, it says that it is importing. When I go over to my shared library, now it's complete. I open this up and you'll notice my file is here. I can also go in and I can see that I now have 3 members who have joined. So I have Alex and Jana who have now joined my shared library here. And you have the ability to turn them into just a viewer, or you can remove them if they're no longer needed in whatever library you've created, because again, you do only get 20 members and you are considered one of those members. Again, this is just the shared library. So a step above this, you do have access to organizational libraries, and that is managed through the admin portal. So that's going to be something that's ran through the tech department. With those organizational libraries, there is no cap to the number of members that you can have in there. So if you wanted to just make everybody a viewer, you can do that as well, and they can go in and pull the content that they need for their specific library. So I'm going to have either Jana or Alex go in and edit this file with me. So with your Spark plan, you do have the ability to co-edit as well. The little Google Meets guy is just in the wrong spot. Okay, so I'm currently in here, so I can see my initials at the top, KC. I see Jana's in here as well. It shows me that Jana is on slide number 1. You can see her name is right there at the top. If I'm inside the game right here, so I'm going to go inside of this word search and I'm going to be editing it. Jana is not able to go inside and edit a game while I'm editing a game. If something is specific to that, something that can be like locked down, it's going to lock her out of that slide while I'm in it. Once I continue through, I click next, I finish it, I'm done, I move off this slide. Now Jana can go into it. Jana, if you'll go into the game.
Sorry, Kelly, what slide was it?
You're on it, slide 3.
Okay, perfect. Just wanted to make sure.
And then she's editing it. So you'll notice up here, I have a lock for mine. I can't click edit activity. It's not going to let me do it. So you'll know for sure who's in there. And what's great about knowing exactly who's in there is if, say, you're collaborating with another teacher and they have been in that game forever and you're like, what in the world is happening? You can send them a message, you can give them a call, walk across hall, whatever it may be. And maybe they opened up another tab, they got distracted by an email and they're just hanging out in that file. You can tell them to keep it moving so that you can get back in there. Jana, do you know off the top of your head how long it auto like kicks them out and unlocks it?
Great question. I do not know that off the top of my head.
Okay, there is a duration. So if somebody's living in this document for a really long time, like I'd say it's got to be between like 30 minutes to an hour, it's going to automatically kick them out of that editing mode to allow for you to have access back into it. So we can all work through this file together. Jana and Alex, if you guys will move to slide 9 and then just add whatever you want to it, write on it, type on it, draw on it. So as I'm typing on here, I can make edits and then I can see, oops, moving the whole thing. I can see that Jana and Alex are making edits as well and popping things into it. So you have access to literally collaborate on the exact same slide at the exact same time if you and a coworker wanted to collaborate on building a file together. And you're not having, I'm going to go ahead and finish editing this, and you're not having to share the file out via email anymore because you guys are working in that same shared library. They would just be able to click Save to My Library with those 3 dots. And then they would have access to everything that they needed at that time. Jana or Alex, anything you want to add to the shared libraries before I move on to the AI?
I think you did a good job covering it.
Awesome. All right. Go back to this slide over here. And I am going to edit this one because I want us to play the game. And while I'm in edit mode, your screen say your teacher's not running this activity right now. I'm going to click on the blue plus at the bottom. And I'm going to go to my game-based activities. And we'll do another monster quiz because those are fun. So you'll notice as soon as I click it, it's going to give me that AI assist feature. And if I want to do it the old way that we used to, you click add to edit, and then you'll have the same way that you're used to adding everything where you type it all in, it's all right there. But we're going to go with the AI assist, and I'm going to create a monster quiz all about the water cycle. And I'm going to go down to Florida. And let's make this advanced for 4th grade. Let's see how well you guys know your water cycle. So I can go through this and I can read through and see if these are accurate, because you know how AI can be sometimes. So you just want to double check. If you want to make any edits to it, you can. It's not locked in place or anything like that. I'm going to click next. I can randomize the order. I can give a time limit and then how many seconds I want. All that's, again, customizable. And do I want traditional monster quiz or do I want the springtime one? You got your options there. It's that simple. Now I can go back, finish editing. I just made a game on the fly in the middle of my session. It took me no time at all. And now I can start it for the class. Divide you guys into teams. And then start. All right. And then again, I can end the quiz. We go in, we can review that. We can export the data and all of that. Super simple to create using the AI. Oh, we jumped ahead. I already talked about the co-editing. So right now, these are the games that you can use AI for. It's going to be that response activity, the monster quiz, team quiz, speed up, or the game show. More are coming, as well as full lesson AI assist, meaning it's going to help create some of the slideshow pieces for you, articles, those types of things. That's coming very soon. Right now, it's just in the games. And then this is another view of that. You pull that in, and then this one is showing you the game show activity. Okay, what I want you guys to do here is from the Lumio lesson, not from the Google Meets, but from the Lumio lesson, you're going to click on Go Lumio Spark Admin, and it's going to open up another page for you. And this one is going to take you specifically to all things that are related to those upgraded features that you guys do have with Spark. And Jana or Alex will also drop that link in the chat so you guys have access to that as well. Lumio Palooza. Okay, what I want you guys to do now is I am going to end this lesson. And on your screen, it's going to have my name up here at the top, just like you see. There's also going to be a door next to my name. So you're going to click on that door. It's going to say leave class, and it's going to take you back to the original login page. If you scroll to the very bottom of that login page, it's going to say, are you a teacher in little blue letters? Click on that. And that's going to take you to that teacher login page. And you're going to sign in with Google with your regular teacher credentials. Give you guys a second to get there. And then if you can, just in the chat, give like a thumbs up, I'm here, whatever it may be, just to indicate that you are your teacher, you're at your teacher dashboard, so your page looks similar to mine. Wonderful. Oh, so many thumbs up all at once. That was awesome. Okay, cool. So from here, what I want you guys to do, if you want access to Immersive Reader, we're going to turn that on real quick. You're going to click Edit Class right underneath your profile picture. Your profile picture may just be your initials as well. You're going to click Edit Class. You're going to click Manage Immersive Reader. And you're going to toggle it on so that it is green. Once it's green, you're going to click Done, and that is it. That's
Hey,
all
Kelly.
you have. Yes.
Can I pause you for 1 second? We have quite a few in the chat that still aren't here. So just, just to
hold on.
reiterate.
And Jana too, if you guys lost the step on how to get out of our class, if you just go back to your portal and type in Lumio and search the tile, you'll sign in as your teacher account normally. That's where she just wants to show you what your profile page will get there. So yeah, sorry. Jana,
no, that's great. I know each district has their own specific workflow on how to get there. So thanks for helping with that, Lee.
Yep. So Kelly, if you could just show one more time, if you can get onto you guys' main page through the portal and the tile, and then she's going to show you how to turn on the Immersive Reader. Once you turn it on, you're good to go for life.
Exactly. So once you are here, you're signed in with your Google credentials. You're going to notice your profile picture, which may also just be your initials. At the top right corner, directly below that, you have Edit Class. And if for some reason you're not seeing it, make sure you are on the My Library tab. If you're in the Lumio library or shared libraries, you are not going to see this Edit Class button. So under My Library, Edit Class, click on Manage Immersive Reader. And then you're going to toggle this on so that it's green. Click Done, and you're good to go. Wonderful. Okay, the other thing I want to make sure that you guys do have turned on is going to be from your profile picture this time. Again, could be just your initials. You're going to click on that. And if it says disable Google Drive integration, you are good to go. If it says enable Google Drive integration, go ahead and turn that on. That's just going to give you access to your Google Drive so that when you go to bring something in, you have those Google Drive options. So it's going to make it a lot simpler for you to pull your content into Lumio. So again, that's from your profile picture. And just make sure that it does say disable Google Drive, because that means you're already set up and you're already ready to go. All right. So what I want you guys to do now is I want you to check out that AI component. We have about 4 minutes, so I just want to make sure that you guys are able to use it. You're going to click on New. And then from this page, you can either go to the response activity, so the yellow check mark, or the game-based activities from here. So these two are where you're going to be able to pull in that AI assist. If you want to use the game-based activities one, it's going to be the game show. It's going to be monster quiz, speed up, team quiz. It's going to be those 4. And they're going to, as soon as you click on it, you'll know. It's going to automatically pop up with that AI assist. You can change it if you want it to be true or false. Somebody said they were biology, so I'm going to go biology. I don't know what grade that is, but I'm going to go with 10th. I don't even know if that's a biology topic.
And while you're talking about that, Kelly, I had some teachers ask if there were CTE standards. So when you look at the standards, there are CCTC standards. There's Florida-based standards, but you can search all of these other ones. And if you go at the very bottom for the CTE courses, there are CTE type courses that you could probably filter through for those standards.
Wonderful. And because we did integrate our Google Drive directly to Lumio, when you create a new file or a new activity, it's going to automatically save that to your Google Drive as well, so you have access to it elsewhere. I can preview my game that I just made. Make sure it's what I want to use with my students. We get to spin a million times, it seems like, with this one. There we go. And then I don't know anything about mitosis, but if I did, this is where I would answer those questions. Then I can rename it here. And then finish editing. And now it's automatically in my library. I can pull that into my different files.
Helmuth let us know the answer there. It was lost. All right, Kelly, I'm going to take over before the end, if that's all right with you.
Absolutely.
I am going to share one more time. Thank you again for Kelly and her team for presenting Lumio. A lot of information we're super excited for. Some in-service points. If you would like to earn in-service points for today's session, you do not have to. It's not related to the stipend. Please feel free to go into e-learning and do the implementation. Make sure that, again, the title is less than 25 characters. Otherwise, it just doesn't upload. We wonder why it doesn't upload. It doesn't give us a notice. Also, if you did not get a chance to complete the stipend form, I just put it in the chat. Very important. You only need to fill that out once. I know a lot of resources were tossed around. We also have our e-learning or EdTech team site, which does have some Lumio resources. I just put that in the chat. You will get an email tomorrow from us giving you the recording and any links that Kelly and her team shared, including us. And other than that, if you would like to sign up for our mailing list, that would be wonderful. We are going to provide a feedback form in the email. We always appreciate your feedback, and we tailor our trainings to what the needs of you guys are. So we appreciate you being here today. If there are any questions, feel free to stay on. Otherwise, hopefully we'll see some of you in the next few days with upcoming trainings. Thank you, everyone. Have a great rest of your Tuesday and stay dry.